Good day everyone, I am Cadet Ogrijil Kent A. Hamisula. In this video, I'm going to discuss Exile in Dapitan, 1892 to 1896. General Overview. Exile in Dapitan under the missionary jurisdiction for 4 years. Practiced medicine, pursued scientific studies, continued his artistic and literary works, widened his knowledge of language, established a school for boys, promoted community development projects, invented a wooden machine for making bricks, engaged in farming and commerce. When Rizal landed Dapitan on July 17, 1892, at 7 o'clock in the evening of July 17, 1892, on board SS Cebu, manned by Captain Delgras with 3 artillery men to begin his life as an exile. Beginning of exile in Dapitan. Rizal could only live at the parish convent in the following conditions: that Rizal publicly retract his errors concerning religion and make statements that were clearly pro-Spanish against revolution, that he perform the church rites and make a general confession of his past life, that henceforth he conduct himself in an exemplary manner as a Spanish subject. So, Rizal wins in Manila lottery. On September 21, 1892, the mail boat Boat 1 was approaching the town of Dapitan, carrying a lottery ticket 9736, jointly owned by Captain Carnicero, Dr. Zerzal, and Francisco Equilar, Spanish resident of Dipulog, a neighboring town of Dapitan, won the second prize of 20,000 in the government-owned Manila lottery. Rizal's share of the winning lottery ticket was 6,200 pesos, and he gave 2,000 to his father and 200 to his friend Baza in Hong Kong, and the rest he invested while by purchasing agricultural lands along the coast of Talisay, about 1 kilometer away from Dapitan. Rizal Pastel's debate on religion. The debate started when Pastel sent Rizal a book by Sarda, along with an advice that Rizal should desist from his Mahadera's foolishness in viewing religion from the perspective of individual judgment and self-esteem. The debate can be read in 4 letters. Rizal was bitter against the friars because they commit abuses under the cloak of religion. Behind the debate, Pastels and Rizal were friends, as evenly pictured when Pastels gave Rizal a copy of Imitation de Cristo by Father Tomas A. Kempes. Rizal gave Pastels a bust of St. Paul which he had made. Rizal continued to hear a mass and celebrate religious events. Rizal challenges a Frenchman to a duel. Juan Lardet, a French businessman, purchased many logs from the lands of Rizal. It so happened that some of the logs were poor quality. He expressed his disgust to a friend who informed Rizal was transpired, and the latter challenged the Frenchman into a duel. Captain Carnicero told the Frenchman to apologize rather than accept the challenge. Rizal and Father Sanchez. Rizal's favorite teacher at the Ateneo de Manila. He was the only Spanish prize to defend Rizal's nolime tangere in public. They argued theologically in a friendly manner, but all the efforts of Sanchez were in vain. Father Sanchez enjoyed the latter's company, and he even assisted Rizal in beautifying the town plaza. idyllic life in Dapitan. Among his family members who visited Rizal were her mother, sisters Trinidad, Maria, and Narcisa, nephews Teodosio, Stanislao, Mauricio, and Prudencio. As physician in Dapitan, Rizal established a clinic in Dapitan where he treated common ailments and eye diseases. He even practiced dentistry. In a letter to his brother-in-law Manuel Hidalgo in March 1894, he wrote, "I have very many patients who come from different towns, and now I have my lands dotted with hospital houses. As one of a handful of ophthalmologists in Southeast Asia at the time, Rizal was sought after by patients from all over the country and even abroad. Among the people he treated were his mother, an Englishman who paid him 500 pesos, George Taffer, the stepfather of Josephine Bracken and Don Ignacio Tamarong of Misamis. Water system for Dapitan. Rizal held the title expert surveyor while he was in Ateneo. In Dapitan, he applied his knowledge of engineering by constructing a system of waterworks in order to furnish clean water to the people. Community projects for Dapitan. Drain the swamps in order to get rid of malaria that infested Dapitan. 500 pesos payment of an English patient was used to equip the town with its lighting system, consisted of coconut oil lamps placed in the dark streets of Dapitan. Beautification of Dapitan. He remodeled the town plaza with the help of Father Sanchez. They made a huge relief map of Mindanao out of earth, stones, and grass. Rizal as teacher. He had 21 students. Rizal taught. He had 21 students. Rizal's abilities as a teacher was a revelation when he was exiled to Dapitan. He used his time wisely by teaching, basically writing, reading, and arithmetic. He also taught them languages like English and Spanish. Hymn to Talisay. In honor of Talisay, he wrote a poem entitled Hymno a Talisay. Contributions to science. Rizal found Mindanao or its virgin field for collecting specimens with his baroto or sailboat, and accompanied by his pupils, he explored the jungles and coasts, seeking specimens of insects, birds, snakes, lizards, frogs, shells, and plants. Linguistic studies. In Dapitan, he learned Bisayan, Subanon, Malay languages, and he knew 22 languages as follows: Tagalog, Subanon, Spanish, Latin, Ilocano, Greek, Bisayan, English, and etc. Rizal as farmer. He bought 16 hectares of land in Talisay. Later, he acquires more lands until his total holding reached 70 hectares, containing 6,000 hemp plants, 1,000 coconut trees, and numerous fruit trees, sugarcane, corn, coffee, and cacao. He encouraged Dapitan farmers to adopt the modern agricultural methods. He imported agricultural machinery from the United States, and he said, "We will establish a new Calamba." Rizal as businessman. In partnership with Ramon Carrion, a Dapitan merchant, Cooperative Association of Dapitan Farmers to improve the farm products, obtain better outlets for them, collect funds for the purchases, and help the producers and workers by establishing a store wherein they can buy prime commodities at moderate prices. Rizal's inventive ability. During his exile in Dapitan, he invented a machine for making bricks, which it called sulpakan. My retreat. During his 4-year exile in Dapitan, Rizal wrote My Retreat at the request of her mother, who was eager to know how he lived there. It is a sentimental, touching, and exquisite poem describing his home and life in lonely Dapitan. The imagery and melody of the poem displayed Rizal's descriptive power. Here he betrays resentment against his unjust exile, for he believed that the day would come when brutal force Aldea would prevail. Rizal and Josephine Bracken. Rizal and Josephine fell in love with each other. At one time, Rizal wrote a poem for Josephine, which ran as Josephine, Josephine, who to these shores have come, looking for a home to Japan, China, or Shanghai. Don't forget, on these shores, a heart for your beats high. Rizal was extremely happy because Josephine was expecting a baby. The lost son of Rizal was named Francisco, honor of Don Francisco, hero's father, and was buried in Dapitan. Rizal and the Katipunan. Pio Valenzuela emissary to Dapitan in order to inform Rizal of the plan of Katipunan during the meeting at a little river called Bitukang Manok. Volunteers as military doctor in Cuba. When Cuba was under revolution and dragging yellow fever epidemic, Rizal wrote to Governor General Ramon Blanco offering his services as military doctor. Governor Blanco later notified Rizal of the acceptance of the offer. The notification came along with an instruction of acquiring first a pass for Manila from the politico-military commander of Dapitan. The Song of the Travelers. It was with this joyous thought of resuming his travels that he wrote his heartwarming poem, Il Canto del Viajero, the Song of the Traveler. Adios, Dapitan. Finally, after 4 years in exile, Dr. Jose Rizal is on his way to another journey in his life. He was going back to Manila to prepare his medical service to the Spanish military in Cuba, Havana. He was at least enlightened and fulfilled in his exile. That's all. Thank you for listening.